Good day and welcome to the Milton Keynes business channel from our digital marketing agency, Milton Keynes Marketing. Today we're looking at some basic local SEO tactics for businesses in Milton Keynes, surrounding areas, anywhere really. So SEO and local SEO is really essential for your business. Nearly half of people on Google searching with local intent, searches like best plumber in Milton Keynes, restaurant near me. Most people like to shop local, certainly when it comes to services and such like. So it's really important, local SEO. The intent of the users on Google is urgent and immediate. In most cases, they want to book, buy, get a quote, speak to someone immediately. So it's very important, and the quality of traffic is really high. The quality of customers is really good locally. Local customers tend to refer friends and family and such like if you do a good job. So firstly, it's very important to pay attention to local SEO. Secondly, a really important tactic is to optimize your website. Your website is your digital storefront and face, and it needs to be built with local SEO in mind. So start with local keyword research. So in my case, SEO agency Milton Keynes. If I was a builder, I might be looking for something like roofing contractor in Milton Keynes. So it's all about your products and services, having that first and then putting Milton Keynes after that. That's the basics of it. You can split the location targeting further. For instance, you could make your product and services pages for Bletchley, Wolverton, Buckingham, any surrounding villages or towns. So you've got to use these keywords naturally, use them in your page titles, your headings, and also in the SEO meta tags, that small bit of content that shows up in Google when you search. It's really important to have your product and services along with the location that you're targeting, and make sure that your site is mobile friendly and fast. I've been in digital marketing over 20 years, but I only started working in Milton Keynes with local businesses over the last year or so. And it's very surprising. I would say 95% of local businesses in Milton Keynes, their website is not optimized properly for mobile. So it's not properly responsive and quick. It hasn't had things like images compressed and resized for different mobile devices. So it doesn't take long, particularly if you've got a site on a platform like WordPress. We've got automation tools that will fix this all up within a couple of hours, most of your technical faults. For instance, we did a job for a client in Milton Keynes that had a site riddled with technical errors. Historically, a few years ago, that would have taken roughly 1,000 hours to fix. It would have been a huge bill. However, we've got a plugin. We used a plugin on their Shopify store, cost about 50 quid. And it took me half a day programming it manually, and it basically automated 950 hours of work in a day. Client got a bill for a couple of £100 instead of a couple of £10,000, and they were really happy. So the next thing you need to do is focus on your Google My Business profile and local citations. If you look for any business locally, you'll see that whoever has the most ratings on Google My Business usually wins. They're usually at the top, and the value of that is huge, because you will get, if you're the top dog, so to speak, in your product or service area in Milton Keynes, you've got the most reviews, you'll pick up leads and new business on a regular basis, and it's free. It's essentially free. You don't have to pay Google. So do make sure that you get reviews. If you've got happy clients, get a review from them. Strike whilst the iron's hot, because they can be quite tough to get, and the more you get, it builds compound. And when you're finally the leading business in Milton Keynes on Google My Business, you just get leads and new business all the time. You probably don't even need a sales or marketing budget if you can achieve that. And also make sure that you're in all local citations. Local citations, essentially business directories. So 118, Yale.com, all of those, Thompson Local. There's hundreds of business directories in the UK, and the more of them you're in, the more credible Google will see your site and the better it will rank you. So just make sure when you're building directory links that you keep your address details and contact details consistent, and make sure it has all of the details in there. So if you're optimizing for Milton Keynes, make sure Milton Keynes is in your address. Otherwise, it'll be a bit of a fruitless task. And make sure you populate those business directories. Don't just put your name and number in there. If you've got space to write 1,000 words, write 1,000 words. We provide that service using ChatGPT. We can put together a half-decent article sometimes in 5 or 10 minutes if we need. So it doesn't cost much. And you only get, excuse me, one chance at these directories, like Yale.com. It's got like a domain authority and rating of like 92 out of 100 or something. It's by far the most powerful directory. You can only get in that once. So it's worth spending 20, 30 minutes on Yale.com to fully populate the directory information with all of your target keywords, products and services, and any rich media you can add to the directories, like photos, videos, that type of thing. That always really helps. And of course, most importantly, reviews. The more reviews that you get on the various different directories, the better, basically. I mean, 88% of people who search for a local business on their phone tend to visit or contact that business within 24 hours. So it's real world foot traffic and online traffic. In fact, a lot of foot traffic will be driven online if you've got a shop in Milton Keynes. Now, the next really important thing with SEO is to build trust, because ultimately Google wants to show the best results. You know, if you've got a business that's got 100 one-star reviews, the last thing Google's going to do is put that to the top. That's going to want to hide that and direct people away from that business. Vice versa, if you've got loads of 5-star reviews, Google's likely to put you top. And the more reviews you can get across different platforms, the better. And sometimes you have to do a bit of a trade with business partners, customers. Say, look, I'll give you a review, you give me a review, and that can work well. And if you've got testimonials and case studies and reviews, showcase those on your site. It's known as social proofing, and it really just helps your conversion rates as well as ranking in Google. And think about getting expert support with your SEO. It's a very complex science. It took me 5 or 10 years to get up to speed with it, and I'm still learning every single day. 21 years into SEO, there's like 200 different factors that affect SEO, and they're dynamic and they change all the time. So it takes a lot of research and studying just to keep on top of SEO, never mind learning each of those 200 factors. So there's a lot of good SEO agencies in Milton Keynes. Obviously, I'm going to blow my own trumpet for mine, but just make sure that you pick a well-recommended SEO agency, and just check on the prices, because the prices can be wild. Like, I can put together a high quality article using an expensive version of ChatGPT and humanize that in maybe half an hour and charge 30 quid or something, whereas other agencies might charge you a couple of £100 for the same thing and don't tell you they're using ChatGPT. So look out for agencies with lots of case studies and testimonials and social proofing, and do a bit of shopping, because the prices can fluctuate wildly. Our prices, we have lower level SEOs offshore that will charge at £10 an hour. I'll charge my time at £50 an hour, but you might get someone with a lot less experience, like £200 an hour, and they're just paying someone £5 an hour out in India using a bit of software or something. And do steer away from the deals that look too good to be true. There's loads of SEO agencies out there. I've tested and bought from maybe 300 or 400 in my years in digital marketing, and quite often you get these shady vendors that just use software and robots to make links, and it has no value whatsoever. It's actually seen as spam. It could get your website banned or kicked off Google, but on the face of it, it looks good. I mean, if I'm selling you links at £10 each, and you jump on Fiverr or something, and someone's selling you 1 million links for a tenner, it looks an obviously good deal. But just bear in mind, the price of a link, you can buy them 1,000 for a penny, up to £5,000-10,000. So the value of a link, the variance, is like nothing you've ever seen before. So if it looks too good to be true and it's really cheap, that's because it's rubbish, basically. So thanks very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that short, basic summary of local SEO in Milton Keynes. We'll be publishing lots more videos, educational, strategy, tutorial type videos on the channel. So do please follow us. And if you're looking for some expert digital marketing support, we cover SEO, pay-per-click, social media, web design, creative, TV advertising, full kind of spectrum of types of advertising, the most effective types of advertising to get new business. So thanks very much for your time today, and do please follow us and look out for more shows. Thanks very much.